So real estate has changed in the last 5 years. And if you really want to become successful, you need to spend the next 15 minutes listening to these 5 points of how it's changed and how it can improve for you. The real estate industry has been changing and has, throughout the years changes all the time. And it's changed from 50 years ago to 10 years ago to even 5 years ago. The traditional shops, they had their place in time when they had more of the support from the MLS and they had more of the support from staff for forms and for filings and for sending out, contracts through faxing and doing all of that stuff. That was all great and dandy, and that's why it was set up in a 70-30 split, because obviously those companies needed that 30% to run that office, to make sure that that office was running profitable. But that's changed. The technology's there. I mean, you don't fax anything anymore. You scan it on your phone and you send it. Your documents are all signed electronically. The MLS and all of the properties, they're out there, and your clients are looking at them and seeing them online. They don't need a big fancy office to come into, because clients are busy, they're moving, and the world has changed that way, and they don't need to come into the office. They don't need to have that huge office support. You will get lots and lots of support with us here at Equity, but it's something that you can choose to use rather than being forced on you that you have to pay a large split to a brokerage and you're never using that stuff. That's where it's broken. Agents are coming to me all the time, just like you, and saying, I'm tired of spending all this money with a brokerage that I don't need to do it anymore. You're the one that's doing all the work. You're growing the business. It's your success. There's no longer a reason for you to have to be supported with a company that's taking a large split from you. So having it as a transactional based rather than having it as a split is really where the industry has gone to now. It's broken. The other one's broken. I mean, we see these brokerages that grow, but the problem is agents get there and they're starving. At the end of the day, they're not making the money that they could be making because the model is broken, and agents now coming on board because they can see how much more money they can save rather than working directly with a brokerage that's taking a large split from them. So one of the things I found is that traditional model is broke. That 70-30 split or 60-40 split, that model is broken. And what we're seeing is that going to a flat fee where you're able to see what you're paying for every transaction is exactly where the industry's going to. A lot of people will say to me, is that $4.99 fee that you charge, does that make you a discount brokerage? And my answer to that is absolutely not. We're a full service brokerage completely all the way, as much as any other brokerage out there. But what that $4.99 fee is, it gives you the ability to run your business based on your business. So if you're being charged $4.99, whether you're selling a $100,000 piece of property or $1 million piece of property, we have our systems in place where the $4.99 is enough money for us to be profitable and to do our business and to support you. You're keeping the extra money. It's going in your pocket. You created the lead. You are out with those buyers for 5 and 6 and 7 weeks at a time, looking for properties, going through the inspections. It's your business. So for us, that flat fee that you're able to pay and understand what your costs are. You know exactly how much money you're going to be paying your broker. And it just makes so much more sense rather than putting it into a large split where they didn't do anything anyway, but yet you still spent 5-6 weeks out with that buyer and they're going to take 30% of everything that you make. At the end of the day, you're the one that's creating all this business. You're the one that's doing all the work. So why would you give away 30% of all of your monies that you're earning when you can just do it for a flat fee? So when you're paid at Equity, one of the nice things that happens with that is the money's wired into our account. Our tremendous support staff takes the wire in, meshes it with the contract to make sure everything is taken care of. And then what we do is then we wire the money directly into your account. So if you've received your commission, we take our $4.99 fee, and then the rest of that money is wired into your account. And usually we can do that within the same day or the next business day. So one of the things you'll find at large brokerages is you end up not talking to the broker because they're tied up with a lot of the back end stuff. And so you're just talking with staff. You're not talking with the broker. You're not getting the answers from the broker. You're getting the answers from staff. And if it's something critical, they'll pass it on to the broker, but who knows when you'll hear back from them. Our brokers at Equity are working directly with our agents. They're not bogged down with a lot of the stuff that goes on at the bigger brokerages with the payroll and the staffing and the compliance. Our brokers have a 90-minute guarantee where they'll either email you, text you, or call you back and answer your questions and get with you quickly so that you're not bogged down or waiting for an answer to come back from your broker for a day or two. Obviously, we can tell in the world as everything's speeding up. Your clients are asking for information quicker. They want response faster. They want everything to happen faster. And we at Equity understand that's exactly what's going on. That's why we have a guarantee that we'll call you back in 90 minutes. Sometimes that's a matter of between whether you get the offer or don't get the offer, or whether you get something under contract or not, is how quickly you get response back from your broker. We understand that. The world's sped up. Everything needs to be taken care of quicker. And so that's why we have the 90-minute guarantee. So training can go both ways. Some brokerages train all the time. The problem that you find with that is that if you're always constantly in the classroom and just learning theory, and you're not actually out doing the business, walking through the houses, meeting with the clients, writing the contracts, doing the things that you need to do as a real estate agent, and just learning the theory of the business, you'll never really get your business off the ground. So we try to mesh both ways. Obviously, the theory is important. You need to understand how to value a property or how to write a contract. But what you really need to understand is how to sell and work in the industry out there so that your clients are taken care of. And so we try and work everything around relational training to our agents so they're taking care of their clients, but it's as they're doing the business, not in a theory of this is how to write a contract. It's more of when you're writing the contract, we've taught you how to do that, but it's how to do it correctly, and you're out in the business doing the work, not sitting in a classroom. So one of the things with training that I feel is very important is that agents are around successful agents that are doing well in the business, that are understanding what's happening in the marketplace and what's going on now, what's relevant, what's happening with interest rates, what's happening with the market. Is it going up? Is it going down? What's going on in certain areas and certain neighborhoods? We at Equity, we train that so that agents understand what's happening around them and what's important to their clients and the industry as it changes on a daily basis. And so it's very important that you're around those type of agents that can help you grow your business, and brokers that can help you grow your business. Well, one of the things that I think that's happening in the industry, and it's just proven, is that 7 out of 10 real estate agents right now are spending money and buying online leads. And what is an online lead? An online lead is an inquiry. Somebody maybe got on to see what their brother had their house on the market for, or what the neighbor was thinking about selling their house for. It's more of an inquiry, and it's really not a lead. But yet these agents are spending thousands of dollars monthly to generate these leads that then in turn they get, and when they get them, it might be the third or fourth real estate agent that's called them off of this particular lead. Lead generation and the internet is a business. It's a thriving business. Zillow's huge because they've been able to generate millions of leads for real estate agents. And real estate agents think that's the wave of the future. That's the way to do business. But the problem with that is, and when I'm interviewing or when we're working with agents, and at the end of the day, I'll sit down with an agent and ask them, how was their year? And they'll say, oh, it was good. And I'll say, where did you get your business from? And almost 85%, maybe even 90% of my agents will say, the majority of my business came from my SOI. They came from people that I knew that knew me, liked me, and trust me. And I'd say, but you've been buying real estate leads. They say, well, most of my money that I spend on generating leads goes there, but most of my business comes from people that I know. And I'll ask this question, which totally blows me away when I ask this question. How many of you have a system in place to generate more referral leads from your SOI? And I get a blank stare. People look at me and they go, what do you mean? I get referrals, but I just get referrals. I'm like, but do you have a system to generate more referrals? And most of them don't. And it happened to me as an agent. I've seen many agents go through it, and they will spend 90% of their time and 80% of their money or 90% of their money generating online leads, yet 85% of their business comes from referral. So they're chasing 15% of their business in 90% of their time. What's wrong with that? That's ridiculous. That's why these agents are working 60, 70, 80 hours a week when they could be doing the same thing in 40 hours and doing more business if they just focused on their own lead generation and not buying leads off the internet. One of the things that Equity does that makes it possible for you to build a system and lead generate for yourself, and there's tremendous systems out there to do that, but we free up the money so that you can then take that money that you had that you were going to, because you were in a traditional shop and giving 30% up, that frees that up to where you can now build those relationships with your clients and grow that business on a one-to-one basis instead of lead generation and spending the money on the leads that are out there coming in from the internet. The best thing about Equity is our back-end support for you as an agent, and that is with our .loop transaction management system. You fill out your documents and you can email them to your clients. They can sign them electronically, email them back. You're able to keep them in a loop. Once your documents are ready, then you upload them to the compliance department. They check them off for you, and then when your wire comes in for the payment, they take care of that and pay that directly out of there. So everything is online, everything is taken care of for you in an easy, fast, efficient way so that your clients can sign electronically, so that you can manage the documents from anywhere, and you're able to send those documents to the compliance department. Once the compliance department has those documents, then they'll check back with you. There might be something, maybe there was an initial missing, or they needed an additional document. They're going to reach out to you and tell you that's what they need, so that your file is full and taken care of, so that when that transaction closes and all that hard work that you put in for the last 90 days or however long it was working for that client is taken care of, and you now get paid your commission quickly and efficiently. A really big advantage of working at Equity is that we know websites are important to you as an agent. And so we've gone out and contracted with one of the best website designers. We're able to provide that for you for free. So you have a website that you can send your clients to. They can search for properties. You get that, building that brand for you. Because again, you're the one that's out there working hard to build these clients and work with these clients. So you want them going to your website. We provide that free for you, which I don't know of any brokers out there that are doing that, but this is a very good website for you to gather your clients, and they can go and look at properties, and you can see exactly what they're doing. There's a back end to that allows you to see when your client has gone on and taken a look at properties, so that you know what your client's doing. And again, that's a free service here at Equity. Thank you for taking the time to listen to some of the things, and I know we probably haven't answered all of your questions. If you have any more questions for us, please just enter in your name and email, and somebody will be back with you in the next 24 hours to answer all of your questions.